At this point, we do not believe that we're going to find any of these individuals still alive.
So Coast Guard Rear Admiral Shannon Gilreath says it's a recovery mission now for 6 construction workers who were on the Key Bridge when a cargo ship collision brought it crashing down. Why is still a big question. National Transportation Safety Board Chair Jennifer Homendy just told Fox.
We've seen the reports about power issues. We do need to verify that. We do have the voyage data recorder right now.
Fox's Griff Jenkins reports from Baltimore. This is also a big deal this morning.
The voice transmission with the dispatch of the Maryland Transportation Authorities after that Mayday call went out. They're hailing those individuals as heroes because they stopped the traffic and saved countless lives on this bridge by stopping cars from coming onto it at 1:30 in the morning.
While the U.S. and Israeli relations are strained over the war in Gaza, Israel's dealing now with militants at its northern border.
Hezbollah says 3 of its members were killed in Israeli airstrikes in northeast Lebanon. Israel says its aircraft attacked Hezbollah in response to a rocket attack. The Iran-backed group in turn claims to have launched dozens more rockets at an Israeli border town. One man's reported to have died as a result.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. A controversial Texas border law remains blocked by an appeals court ruling this morning.
Texas Senate Bill 4 would make it a crime to cross the Texas-Mexico border between points of entry. It allows police to question and arrest anyone believed to have entered Texas through Mexico illegally who does not have immigration status. The Department of Justice says the law runs afoul of the federal government's authority over immigration and will lead to racial profiling.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Somebody's life changed overnight in New Jersey, winning a fortune. The $1.1 billion Mega Millions jackpot, the 8th largest U.S. lottery prize of all time. America's listening to Fox News.
Are you over 30 and putting off life insurance? It's time to get a quick quote from Ethos, a better, easier way to get term life insurance, all online with no medical exam. Answer a few health questions and you could be approved for up to $2 million. Isn't it worth 10 minutes to help protect your family's financial security? Ethos, up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
What will the Supreme Court do this time? We may not find out until June, when it rules on the next big abortion case, a challenge to the FDA's approval of an abortion pill now more commonly used.
The Alliance for Hippocratic Medicine sued the FDA, saying their rule changes making it easier to get abortion drug mifepristone violated the law. But Supreme Court justices like Elena Kagan heavily questioned the group's attorney Aaron Hawley about whether the group even had standing or proper legal cause to sue. Hawley said, one client, a doctor, had to perform a procedure on a woman after she'd taken mifepristone.
She herself performed that.
That is correct.
And did she have an opportunity to object? Did she object?
No, Your Honor. Again, these are life-threatening situations.
The Biden administration's Solicitor General argued the real harm here would be to the drug approval process and women if the justices do not side with the FDA. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
That last big Supreme Court abortion ruling gave states the right to ban abortions, which President Biden brought up campaigning in North Carolina.
Trump proudly says, quote, "After 50 years, with no one coming close, I was able to kill Roe v. Wade." That's his statement. You've seen it on television.
Now, former President Trump keeps claiming Democrats are trying to undermine his campaign with indictments and legal issues he calls election interference. In New York, less than 3 weeks before his first criminal trial is supposed to start, Judge Juan Merchan issued a gag order forbidding Trump comments about witnesses in the case or prosecutors or court staff or their families. The Trump campaign calls that unconstitutionally blocking his free speech rights. Republican Senator Ted Cruz blames the Manhattan District Attorney, telling Fox.
This is Alvin Bragg, who's the Democrat DA, is a George Soros DA. He was elected with millions from George Soros. And this is a partisan abuse of power.
On Wall Street, stocks could rise this morning after recent selling. Dow futures up more than 100 points. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Champaign School Board meeting canceled after two of its members walked out. The two members, Amy Armstrong and Betsy Holder, objected to an agenda item that called for election of a new vice president. The board's former vice president, Jamar Brown, resigned earlier this month. City of Mahomet's named its first female deputy police chief. Sergeant Rebecca Goodwin began her duties. She has served as the Mahomet Police Force and community since 2006. She was promoted to sergeant 4 years ago. Mahomet Police Chief Michael Metzler says he knew she was prepared for her new role after seeing her work as sergeant. In collaboration with Credible Mind, Champaign-Urbana Public Health District launching a site where residents can check their mental health with a simple click of a button. Community health planner J.R. Lill explains that this is only the beginning of what's to come for the community. The project funded by a grant through the National Association of County and City Health Officials. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Well, good morning. It is ESPN 93.5. We have a big old smoker day, barbecue day. Tim,
we sure do.
Celebrating, well, what was going to be opening day baseball. Now it's a combination opening day baseball and Sweet 16.
Yeah.
So here we go. We'll have some fun on the radio sharing with you the way a world-class smoke barbecue-ologist, as Soye likes to call him.
Exactly.
Weather brought to you by Kramer Siding and Window.
Premier provider for all your home improvements, specializing in siding, window, doors, roofing, outdoor living. Visit kramersiding.com.
Well, what you seeing here on this big smoke? I wish you were here. You and Christine were down here to have some more barbecue.
Yeah, I tell you, I'd be there. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner all rolled into one. Let me tell you, I could do that, no problem at all. So, we'll have to get down there ASAP at some point. And a little nippy out there this morning, but I'm sure the warmth of the company and the certainly cooker will do its thing. 34 over at Danville now, 32 at Rantoul, 31 by the time you hit the Kankakee, 33 at St. Louis, and 35 of the I-70 run. We're at 33 now. We're in Savoy. The breeze is still rather stout out of the west-northwest, 15 miles per. Chills are in the lower 20s. We do have clearing kind of west of us, Cedar Rapids, Columbia, Missouri line. They have frost and freeze all the way down to the Ozarks this morning. We're not out of the woods with that, and nor are we usually expected to be out of that till sometime into the middle and late portions of the month of April. But going forward, some milder days ahead, some wetter days over the back end of the holiday weekend, primarily so, and then early next week, and maybe another weather system late next week, but we get another uptick in temperatures as well. So the spring roller coaster continues on, including today. Clouds this morning, some breaks around lunchtime, but a partly sunny afternoon. Gusty west wind 47. That's it. Down to 28 tonight, but back up to 57 tomorrow. Sunshine and a southwest breeze. It will make the mid 60s on Good Friday with a partly sunny sky. Flirting with 70 with maybe a fleeting rain shower early and late today on Saturday. Easter Sunday, we think we're dry in the morning, early to mid-morning hours, and then maybe a little rain late in the day. The high at 62. A couple of rounds of showers and thunderstorms Monday at 67. 50s next Tuesday and Wednesday. Another round of some rainfall, and into the 60s we climb the second half of next week as well. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, meteorologist Greg Soldier.
And an early edition, ladies and gentlemen, Brother Johnny and Ed Martin, because Ed's got some highfalutin meeting with a judge today. He's a shaker, he's a baker, he's a dream maker. He is in the swamp. Ed Martin, president of the Eagle Forum Legal Defense Fund, best-selling author. Ed, what you got today?
Well, I'm just helping a client. We got a hearing out in Michigan, so they do it by Zoom, and I have to get off with you all before 8:30, but my time. But no, I also thought let's start Easter early. I mean, let's start the Easter joy early. I figure Stevie Jay, you and I will complain, and Johnny will bring us back to the Lord. So that's what we can count on.
Well, Brother Johnny today is actually working on the Flash Pass because he's at Disney World where he gets to ride all the rides with his grandkids. What's up, Johnny?
Oh, we're having fun down here. All the kids have it's just a stick with a little light on the end. It's really cool for only $70. And then that's extra.
Right.
It's like, you gotta be kidding me.
Wow. Wait a minute. A stick with a light on it is $70? Really?
It's supposed to be it's a Harry Potter wand.
I got a candle here at home I could give you for $7.
Exactly.
Well, I don't think they spend $7 on these ones, but yeah,
well,
they interact. And when you're when you're outside of the park, they're pretty much a stick. But anyway.
Well, we were at the Assembly Hall 30 years ago, and they were selling helium balloons for $5, and it was, kind of interesting to see all the kids crying when they accidentally let go of the balloons. They floated to the ceiling.
Right.
Here goes $5 more. Anyway, it's Brother Johnny and Ed Martin. Here we go with this announcement from Robert Kennedy Jr.
My fellow lawyer, a brilliant scientist, technologist, a fierce warrior mom, Nicole Shanahan.
That's his vice presidential pick. She's the former wife of Sergey Brin, who co-founded Google.
Mm-hmm.
So there's money to get on all the ballots. Ed, it appears the White House is freaking out about RFK ruining it for Joe Biden.
Well, and Donald Trump, just I think a few hours ago, put something up on his very lucrative Truth Social app and said that he's, RFK Jr. is a radical left, but he's not his political enemy. He's Biden. I think that's what they think. I don't know what to make of it. I mean, as you point out, there's many things that you can do in politics, but none of them happen without money. And RFK Jr. and his super PAC were out of money. So if this woman has 10 or 15 or 20 or 50 or $100 million, it changes the dynamic. I mean, even more interesting to me in terms of the politics, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. went to the California Libertarian State Convention, and the Libertarian Party is on all 50 states and on territories of the ballot. So, if he was able to pull that off, he's on the ballot. It does get really complicated for the Biden administration or the Biden campaign to figure it out. But I don't know what to make of it yet. I really don't. I don't know. I've never seen the third party thing take off, except back to Perot. And in that case, he was a spoiler, right? I mean, he knocked out George H.W. Bush in '92. So I don't know what to make of it yet, though. I thought it was an underwhelming announcement. I don't think the woman has a really, again, she's got $100 million or whatever, but she doesn't have a real reason that is different than him. So I don't know if it matters, but the money matters. So that's a big get for him.
Well, but you got to realize she has to have, 10, 50, 100 million to blow, Eddie, and that's a lot different than having it.
Yeah.
We'll see if that really materializes into big money, but I would guess that she's ready to help fund it. But I got a question. Would you call RFK Jr. radical left? Because I wouldn't call him radical left.
Well, I think Donald Trump, who knows the power of words, is just giving something to his folks to talk about. No, I think he's. I think in many ways he's. Yeah, you're right. I mean, he transcends on certain things. He seems more conservative. But look, on the hot button issues, abortion, for example, on the scope of the green scams, he's pretty far left on that stuff. But the one thing he is clearly for, and I saw someone joking about it. You can't doubt his sincerity when he says don't trust the government. Not only has he spent most of his adult life suing the EPA for being in the tank for different interests, which is what he tries to prove, and the same thing with CDC and NIH. But he compellingly talks about how they killed his father and his uncle, and whether it was a CIA-led or CIA cover-up or whatever. I don't think many people dispute that something strange went on, and he's got a point. So I don't know how he fits in the spectrum. I do know, he's going to whack I think the one danger for Trump is he's going to become the vax guy, and he's got space that's different than Biden or Trump that gives some people reason to say, that thing was really evil, and you made me have to do it, both of you. A pox on both your houses, pun intended.
Yeah, I think, though, that he'll draw the people that just can't vote for Trump but would vote for Biden. He's going to get all of those votes because it's somebody besides Biden you can vote for. And I think if he gets on the ballot, they got to switch away from Joe, as we've been saying for 6 months. But so far, I haven't seen anything, Stevie.
Yeah, no, nothing really of substance. It's shocking to me that they're going to ride with Joe, but I got a kick out of hearing your buddy down there in New Orleans, James Carville, Johnny, said Joe Biden's campaign's like accidentally seeing your grandmother undress. He said you can't get the image out of your head. Only James Carville would say, see your grandmother naked. It's you can't get the image out of your head. What does that have impact? Is that just blowing smoke, or is he serious, Ed?
Well, no, I think the other thing he said, which is the Democrat Party is dominated by preachy women, which that's the old stereotype, the Karens of the world. I think the secret of this, everything could change, but the election was today. There's a whole bunch of African-American men, for example, that are sick of being preached at by liberal women, especially white women. But Carmel's always interesting and always fun, but I got to disagree a little bit with Johnny. The Democrats come home. They don't have principles. So they come home to their guy. And so Obama, the news out of Politico this morning, which is meant to always Politico is assuring the left that it's going to be okay. Obama is in constant contact now with Biden and his campaign, and is making calls, including to the chief of staff of Biden, on how to move. They're going to campaign in the next couple of days together and how to move together. Look, they'll come home, and I think anyone who thinks, I think there'll be more principled conservatives and libertarians who think RFK is articulating something, like a traditional American vision than the other two. But I look, Carville is always off the reservation. But I think the rest of them are coming home. They're using the fake because the State of the Union that he was energetic. He was hopped up on meth. It was like watching the 1970s Philadelphia Phillies when they're hopped up on methamphetamine and they come out and run around that AstroTurf field at Veterans Stadium. And yet they're all saying, "Oh well, he's fine now. He's got energy. It's gonna be great."
Well, Eddie, there's a classical book called "You Can't Come Home Again," and I think we're at that point with Joe.
Maybe.
And so I don't think that if it's Joe Biden, they're going to come home. There's no home there. Come on.
It's the Tavin's Joint phone line, Brother Johnny, Ed Martin, early edition on this Wednesday morning, ESPN 93.5. Ronna McDaniel, fired by the RNC, now fired by NBC. Ed, apparently the 5 personalities just went berserk that they would dare to hire her. And so who's running that ship over there, you think?
Well, I got to tell you guys, I should have a meeting of the fired contributors. I myself was hired by CNN, and I was fired because 3 or 4 African-American and 1 Hispanic women, all women, complained that they didn't like me. And I told the vice president of CNN, I said, they don't like that I beat their ass on TV every couple of days. So Ronna McDaniel, I don't think was going to be particularly a great voice for the Republican Party. She wasn't a particularly good chairman, in my opinion. But it is comical. It's so fun to watch that the NBC higher-ups thought they could hire someone who was on record saying January 6th was not an insurrection and that she worked to try to stop the steal. They hired her. They're going to end up paying her $1 million or more to go away, and yet all these holier-than-thou sanctimonious people. If you can sit next to James Clapper on the set of NBC, the fraudulent guy who lied about the everything, the Russia hoax, but especially the Hunter Biden laptop, if you can sit next to that guy and now you claim, oh my gosh, I cannot have Ronna McDaniel's voice. Nobody cares. America's so sick of these fake news outlets. It's not going to matter. But to their base, Mika and Joe Scarborough are making millions of dollars talking to 20% of the preachy women in America that James Scarborough referenced.
Yeah, but Eddie, are they getting enough, viewers to pay for that, or are they just doing a political movement from CNN? Are they paying for those shows? Are people watching them? They got enough of a model that's hanging on, and they're all tucked into huge corporations, so they're making lots of money on CSI and other stuff, and they're spreading it. But it's a political operation. NBC, by the way, is widely described as the outlet that the CIA manages, their talking points. If you think that way after I tell you, now every time you see NBC News, think the CIA wants that story out, and it'll start to make sense. No, it's not Voice of America that runs propaganda for America into Eastern Europe now. It's NBC and CBS and CNN, and it's being run by the resources. By the way, there's a book out next week called Arabella by Scott Walter about one of these networks of money of organizations that funnel money, and it has the Zuckerbucks in there and all this stuff. There's vast money, and the intelligence apparatus is deciding who's the winners and losers in lots of ways, right? So they're saying, we can kill off your competitors, and you can be the one ascending, and we'll make sure that's going on all the time now, and has forever. But it's at the point now where they're doing this because they have to protect us. They have to protect us from this dictator to be, and they have to protect us from this dictator to be, and they have to protect us from this dictator to be, and they have to protect us from this dictator to be, and they have to protect us from this dictator to be, and they have to protect us from this dictator to be, and they have to protect us from this dictator to be, and they have to protect us from this dictator to be, and they have to protect us from this dictator to be, and they have to protect us from this dictator to be, and they have to protect us from this dictator to be, and they have to protect us from this dictator to be, and they have to protect us from this dictator to be, and they have to protect us from this dictator to be, and they have to protect us from this dictator to be, and they have to protect us from this dictator to be, and they have to protect us from this dictator to be, and they have to protect us from this dictator to be, and they have to protect us from this dictator to be, and they have to protect us from this dictator to be, and they have to protect us from this dictator to be, and they have to protect us from this dictator to be, and
who was in office for 4 years and wasn't much of a dictator, but here we go, and they're using all that rhetoric to do that, and they'll use every tool they've got now down the stretch, and including voter fraud. By the way, Johnny, we'll come back to you on that. I mean, it's coming. The question is,
listen, Eddie, they're making progress in terms of just evidence, simply evidence showing there's shenanigans just of every type all over the country. I just don't know if they're going to make enough of a dent to change the outcome. But it's pretty horrific, some of the things that have come out as far as the voter fraud we've been yammering about. So hopefully that's going to make a difference.
And I think, Johnny, your point that the public is so aware now that they're going to want to change, I kind of agree with that. But, now the articles are floating around, again, NBC and others, that they're prepping for, if there's a Trump administration, how to cripple the presidency with a series of lawsuits and a series of, I'm sure, generated scandals by all those folks. And so that, remember, we lost about 18 months of Trump's first term because of the Russia hoax, where everybody was tied up and every member of the senior staff of the White House was paying for their own lawyer to go up and have to deal with the Mueller investigation. Lord knows what they'll do. And remember, they'll do it on the way out the door. Obama did it in the last days. He did it, and that jammed up Mike Flynn and led to the rest of it. So, watch for the December appointment of a special counsel to look into X that becomes the vehicle for Senator Schiff. Senator Adam Schiff, he will be sworn in to lead the charge and lie on TV every night and make life miserable. So they can win by losing, by the way. They can win by losing.
Even though it was the safest and most secure election in U.S. history.
Thank you for getting that in, Stevie.
Just a disclaimer. Otherwise, we would be kicked off YouTube immediately. Okay, so finally, before I let you go, I think NBC, MSNBC, CBS, ABC, all of those, they want Trump. You need me on that wall. You want me on that wall. That's where the ratings come. They get 2.5 million people watching Rachel Maddow when there's a Donald Trump presidency. This is cash, man. So whatever they're doing, they need Trump for their cash.
I actually think the characters involved in front of us that you see do they really kind of need him, where they've got nothing. So, but the people behind it don't want him because they've got other plans. But anyway, it's all very complicated.
No. Look, I think that's right, Stevie J, and that's I think that's good intuition, which is more right than wrong. The question is, does it matter? Right now the Republican-led House in the last 6 days passed $1.2 trillion. They funded every aspect of Planned Parenthood, all the abortion, all the transgender, all the crazy stuff. At a certain point, the uniparty is having their meetings. I don't know what that means, but they're saying, let's see if these guys want to really fight about all this stuff. Who cares? We'll get if we get Donald Trump in office, we'll get just enough leverage in the Senate. They won't defund any of this stuff. We'll still pour billions of dollars into the defense industry. We'll still send trillions of dollars to higher education in this country for research and everything else, and no one's going to stop that. So I think you're probably right in terms of the media. I don't know if they can trust Trump to not, he's such a wild card to them. He now knows who they are. I think they may be afraid of that, the powers that be.
Yeah, that's uncomfortable. It's risky.
Yeah, right.
But how can there legitimately be a second term for Donald Trump when we know what's coming and how everything will be leaked on steroids? Everybody will be rushing to sue. Can he run an effective second term, Johnny?
I think that's irrelevant. You don't get intimidated and bow down to what they're trying to do. That's our best shot. That's all we got.
Yeah.
And so I think that you got to go with it and see what the power of the presidency really is, because as Eddie said, he kind of knows a lot more now. And I don't know. Eddie, what do you think about that question? I think it's full steam ahead.
I think, look, first of all, I think you have to be optimistic, like Johnny just said. But I actually think that there's a real chance to see some dramatic changes. I do. And I think people would say he won't be able to get good people. That's just stupid. I mean, maybe he won't get the flashy names, There's plenty of talented people that would love to be the number 2 or 3 guy at the Department of Justice and have a vision. The question is whether you can get a vision going that is how we can make this whole nation more exciting and wonderful for more people. And if there's ever been somebody who's got the skill set, sales, toughness, kind of knowledge now, it's Donald Trump. I mean, if you wrote a movie, he's like the flawed hero that's come back from the dead, for goodness sakes. I mean, they were talking about sending him to jail, and this week, guys, he just made $3.5 billion by starting Truth Social. They knocked him off of Facebook and Twitter, and everyone said, his voice is gone. And he said, okay, I'll just start my own. I tried to explain to my son, and my son said, Dad, he made $3.5 billion. I said, yeah. He said, is he just lucky? And I said, I don't know. After a whole lifetime of this, it's hard to know. I mean, you either got to deal with the devil or deal with the Lord. But my point is, if the vision is there, I think America's, as Johnny's taught us, is Americans are ready for something good. And it'll be the sesquicentennial during his time, 250 years. There'll be a way, I think, that he can say, look, we're all flawed, we're all imperfect at our things, but let's go forward. I'm optimistic that that's something that could be a golden age. I really am.
And Stevie, I got to tell you, some of the people that will be happy to serve, take Secretary of Defense Eddie Martin, for example. That could be
I was just going to say. I want to be chief of staff to the president. I'm going to get Johnny to be the head of the patent office. We got the patent office is being threatened. Hey, Johnny, I'm serious. The patent office is being threatened by the same stupid big government bastards, Obama people, trying to take away your right to invent the whole. America's greatness is our patent system. People don't realize it's not free market. It's the patent system that gives you the right to take what you invented and make a great living. And they're trying to take that away.
Huge.
It's huge. Yep. It's the engine. And they're trying to take it away. And it's a coalition of Obama lunatics and the big tech bastards who say, "Oh, watch, we'll just buy up our opposition every time we have to, and then we'll squash their patents if they won't sell to us." So I'm going to put you up for that spot.
Those boys you're talking about made their money on patents.
Yeah,
they protected themselves long enough to get to the top.
It's the oldest trick in the book. I mean, it's like the Rockefellers and the Carnegies all started out hustling, and then they realized, let's just pay for the monopoly. It works a little better. So, Johnny, you got a lot of work to do, but I'm proud of you. I'm glad you accepted the appointment. I'll let the president know. By the way, it's a big pay cut. It's a big pay cut from whatever you're doing now.
And how can people find you?
If you go to phyllisschlafly.com and on X at Eagle Ed Martin, and we'll have a nice message out for Easter, guys, by late tonight over at phyllisschlafly.com. Phyllis was a great Christian lady, and we remember her. She's coming up on her 100th birthday anniversary this summer. We're going to have a big celebration, but we'll be thinking about Easter and thanking God that no matter how smart we think we are every Wednesday, He is risen, and hallelujah all around.
Hallelujah. I agree. Amen.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Hey, Johnny, have fun in Orlando. Thank you, Ed.
Thank you, Johnny.
Thank you. Appreciate it, both of you.
Get another wand. Going to get another wand.
Go get a wand. $70 wand.
That's right.
ESPN 93.5, 728. The news, weather, sports, all coming up.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
More tech cutbacks. GoPro is cutting its total workforce by 4%. The wearable camera company isn't saying how many people are being let go. Its business has been slowing for about a year and a half. It's expected to launch several new products to revive demand. Rent the Runway's stock price has been sliding to under $1 a share, and now it's planning a 1-for-20 stock split to hold on to its listing on the NASDAQ. The fashion subscription company is not making a profit and has been cutting corporate staff. The stock split's planned for April 2nd. General Motors and Ford are planning to redirect their shipments to other East Coast ports because of the bridge collapse there, though they say the impact should be minimal. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola. Invested in you.
I'm Charles Payne. Listen to my Unstoppable Prosperity podcast so I can get you making money right now. 35 years on Wall Street taught me how to successfully invest in the stock market. In my 4-part series, I'm going to teach you too. Some of Fox Business's finest join me to help tell my story, impart crucial lessons from my Unstoppable Prosperity book, and to give you the tools to achieve your own financial dreams.
Listen anytime, everywhere at foxbusinesspodcast.com or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Since Busey Bank first opened our doors in 1868, we have built upon a tradition of close relationships and broad financial capabilities. Our experienced team provides the highest level of personalized service to ensure we accomplish your goals, simplifying your wealth management and business lending needs and ensuring a legacy for generations. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Federal investigators have collected the data recorder from the ship that crashed into the Key Bridge in Baltimore. Divers are looking for 6 bodies.
Investigations into what happened aboard the cargo ship Dolly are in progress. The Mayday call from its crew is credited with saving lives.
Yeah, if we can stop traffic, just make sure no one's on the bridge right now.
Those 6 victims were part of a construction crew working on the bridge early Tuesday when the ship smashed into the bridge, destroying it.
Fox's Evan Brown. There's one big Mega Millions lottery winner, a ticket sold in New Jersey for the $1.1 billion jackpot.
It's the 5th largest prize in the history of the game. If the winner opts for the lump sum, they'd get over $537 million before taxes. The jackpot winner overcoming the odds of 1 in 302 million. There were 13 second prize winners, each winning $1 million.
Fox's Chris DeMeo. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Well, a pair of police presences in Urbana and Rantoul have been linked to federal law enforcement activity. Police and FBI agents spotted at Birdie and Fairway Drives in Rantoul yesterday morning. Public information officers from both federal agencies confirming law enforcement presences were due to a joint enforcement operation in the Champaign-Urbana area. For the first time, a woman filling the role of Deputy Chief of Police in Mahomet, Sergeant Rebecca Goodwin, started her duties in the position Monday. She has served as Mahomet Police Department and protected the Mahomet community for nearly 20 years, beginning in 2006. In 2020, Goodwin promoted to the rank of sergeant. Latest data shows gas prices across Champaign County have increased over the past week. Gas Buddy found the average price in Champaign County, $3.63 a gallon, a jump of 19 cents the previous week. That's 36 cents higher than a month ago at about the same price compared to a year ago. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim. We check our weather with our meteorologist, Greg Solier, here on this chilly Wednesday's March 27?
Yes.
Good guess.
And they're taking sign up at the Urbana Park District, bringing on your weather forecast for the Office Superfan Trivia, Stevie. Friday night, April 12th from 6 to 8 at the Phillips Recreation Center.
We'd be pretty good at that one.
I know.
Yeah.
Get the Cachetarian family in on that.
Yeah.
Today after 6:30, the free ukulele jam. Find out more at urbanaparks.org.
Okay, everyone, let's check weather for Eastern Illinois. Champaign-Urbana this Saturday. Kind of a cool spell of weather heading through the middle part of the week. A nice recovery and into the start of the Easter holiday weekend. There'll be a bit of rain from time to time. Widespread rains early next week will mark the arrival of some chillier days, but drier days mid to late next week. Becoming partly sunny as the day wears on for the day up to 47, a gusty westerly wind. Mostly clear tonight and cold. Some areas of frost and freeze. Low down to 28 to 32. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, not as chilly, up to 57 in the afternoon on a developing west-southwesterly wind. Partly sunny, milder. Good Friday high at 64. Up near 70 on Saturday with a shower chance early and again late. Maybe a little rain late in the day on Easter Sunday. Variably cloudy skies and a bit cooler at 62. Back into the upper 60s with showers and thunderstorms Monday. High temperatures with some sunshine returning Tuesday and Wednesday next week in the mid and upper 50s. We'll move into, again, a cool but drier spell of weather mid to late next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting Meteorologist Greg Solier.
Welcome to Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
Hi, I'm looking for a refrigerator.
When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Oh, yeah, well, I just need a refrigerator. Don't need the whole store.
But you get it, the whole store.
My kitchen is only about this big.
You get me.
Hello.
All those delivery, installation, and service technicians in back.
Wow, all those people?
The Dick Van Dyke 5-10-year protection plan, which means in the unlikely event something goes wrong in the first 5 years, your repair cost is nothing.
Nothing?
10 years parts coverage on the major components.
Looks like I'm getting more than a refrigerator today. How much does this whole store cost?
Nothing. Come on. For real. We guarantee to beat any competitor's deal, all that other stuff we talked about, like our service tax.
And your 5-10-year protection plan?
All included.
I'm Dennis Freakin, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. And when we say you get the whole store, we mean the whole store. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
All right, it is Wednesday morning. We're going to have a lot of fun with our barbecue smoke ace, who was number 1 in the world on brisket in a competition in Arkansas, national competition with all the big guys. Tim Onstadt, Gail Frerichs Trucking, Dedicated Diesels coming down here. This is kind of to kick off baseball. It doesn't feel like baseball, but also to kind of celebrate the Sweet 16. So we're here, and we've heard so much about his competitions that we're going to watch him do a practice cook and be the beneficiaries of our staff.
Absolutely.
Getting to sample and
There are, on occasion, perks to working at Stevie Jay Broadcasting.
I'll take it.
Okay.
On occasion. Better than never.
Well, Ancient Aliens, for instance. We talked to Nick Pope yesterday, the UFO detective investigator, and free tickets to that when you text in Ancient Aliens. That's Friday at the Virginia Theater for that show.
If you want tickets that cost a lot, we've got some.
Right.
So stand by. All right, Dave Rumson, who's the Big Ten kind of host, Big Ten Television, and I think from Urbana. I think he's from Urbana.
Nice.
Anyway, he had Brad Underwood on yesterday.
Okay.
One of the things that I think is really cool about you as a coach is how much you've adapted. And I would just say that this team, the way you play offensively and the way you play defensively, bears almost no resemblance to when you got there. There was a great article in The Athletic yesterday talking about Jay Wright and how he had given you some advice during the course of this year that caused you to alter a little bit of how you're playing this year, mid-year. Like, fill people in on that and kind of your philosophy of being willing to adapt your style, because I do think it's unusual.
I think it was after the Tennessee game. Jay Wright was a national championship basketball coach at Villanova.
Okay.
And so he was doing the game, and he and Brad had dinner afterwards.
Okay.
And he purportedly said, you're so close. You got to let him go.
Right.
And so here's what Brad said to Dave's question.
Yeah, I don't want to be stubborn. I want to do what's best for the players that we have. And sometimes it requires change. And we were turning the ball over. We knew we had a really good player in Marcus DeMosk who was kind of floundering about 8-9 points a game, and we needed to open the court with Terrence a little more and do some different things, and we found a way. And I mean, I say it all the time, we start 5 power forwards, and we needed to find a way to make that work, and lo and behold, we got the number 1 offense in the country, and it's just putting guys in positions to I say 1, we might be 2, 1 or 2.
No, you're 1. You're number 1. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and it's but it's just finding a way to play that suits the personnel you have, and me kind of trying to figure that out and get out of my own way sometimes, and not overcomplicate things.
Yeah.
We are 28-8.
Okay.
28 wins is the 3rd most ever at the University of Illinois.
Okay.
This has turned out to be pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we knew that it, like it or not, it depended on whether we made the second weekend. Well, now we made the second weekend.
Yes.
And
Sweet
it's like,
16.
All right, so Iowa State, okay, they're real good. They're obviously very good. But we are too.
Yes.
Good news. They're the number 1 defense. And we're the number 1 offense.
Yes, this should be an awesome game. 9:09 tomorrow night.
Not UConn, not Houston, not Purdue. We are. We're number 1.
By the way,
offense, and they're number 1 defense.
They're having a viewing party at the State Farm Center on the Jumbotron to watch the women at 6:30 against Tulsa.
Wow.
And then they'll go into seeing the guys at 9:09.
How much does that cost?
Free parking. First 650 fans, free hot dogs.
Is everybody out of school Friday because of Good Friday? Is that? I'm serious.
No.
I think that's a thing.
Is that right?
I think somebody can text in on the Fisher National Bank text line, 217-359-2255. Is it Easter Friday?
Okay.
I don't know.
And there used to be kind of an Easter Monday.
I think maybe it's either or. Anyway, if you don't have kids in the schools, you just absolutely lose track.
Embrace this chapter, though, for sure. And if you are able to keep the kids and go to the State Farm Center and watch with a bunch of fans, just like they do during the games, they're going to have trivia and half-court shots and all these different promotions going on.
What about snacks?
Well, the first 650 people get a free hot dog. They said the concession
so they got
stands
concessions open.
Yes.
Okay. Can you bring potato chips?
They said they'll have the same clear bag policy.
Okay, same thing.
So however that works.
Right. So that's fun. So that means it would theoretically show shots of us cheering.
Right.
As we beat Iowa State. It was obviously incredible if you beat Iowa State. They beat Houston, who I'm thinking is real good. They beat them twice.
Right.
So anyway, we'll take them on, and it's a late one, 9:10 Central. That's if the first game ends on time.
Right.
Could be 10:30 Eastern time by the time that thing starts. So it doesn't matter. The guys will be ready.
Go Illini.
Coach will have a power nap because he said he's normally in bed 2 hours by then.
Yeah.
But no, it's just one of those deals where we all know it. You know what you're feeling. You know what you're thinking. Well, we can beat anybody. And that's a cool feeling.
It is.
It's not like, oh, gosh, we have to have this happen and get that guy there and that. We're very good, and that's exciting. So nobody really, obviously nobody, Illinois fan, wants us to end. You want to keep going. And if you were to beat Iowa State and probably take on UConn, they play San Diego State, which is a replay of the national championship game last year. If everybody forgot, San Diego State was in the title game. So maybe San Diego State's got some tricks that they're bad, and they'd be better to play than UConn. UConn's kind of the beast. They know how to do this. They did it last year. So they're the national champion until they're not. So they're still the current national champion.
Right.
So they're the team to beat, and they've got, intimidating players, and they're very good. But what the heck? That'd be for the Final Four game. And one game, we totally can beat UConn.
Absolutely.
I think we got, 2 quick fouls on somebody's bat. I mean, those kinds of things. Oh, went off his toe. That kind of those kind of small issue-y things at the end of the game are all that makes a difference. Ball went off his finger, but the replay didn't, that kind of stuff.
Okay, getting some text in. Unit 4 is out. Muhammad Seymour is out. It's called a board-approved holiday. It's not called Easter. Fisher schools are off Friday for Good Friday. So you're right, Stevie.
Schools are off.
Wow.
I thought so. So
why not?
It's great for the kids getting to watch the Illini.
Absolutely.
So you sleep in and you can enjoy the ball game because there's plenty of 14-year-olds who are going to watch the whole game, and then they're going to be jacked either sad or happy, and then it's going to be hard to go to sleep.
Absolutely.
So it's for all of us that work on Friday. We'll deal with it because we're adults.
There's another one from Cindy. Kids are off Friday. So thank you for listening and keeping us in the loop at 359-2255.
You can clearly get out of the loop when you don't have kids.
Absolutely.
You don't know anything about homecoming, prom, the parade, or anything.
Right.
Okay, Shauna Green's got a game. And again, as you said, that'll be on the jumbo screen tomorrow night.
6:30 against Tulsa.
Yeah, and Shauna says don't go to sleep on Tulsa.
Yeah, no, they're a really good team. They shoot a lot of threes. They're averaging 9 mades a game, and they play really, really fast in transition. So another thing is hard to match up with them because they play pretty much a 5-out, and they're cutting. They try to spread you. They're a really, really good team, and they're really good at home. They've only lost 1 game on their home court, so we got our work cut out for us.
Yeah, sure, we do. We're third game of this tournament, so glad the Illini women 16-15. So good to go, Shauna Green.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so when we play Iowa State and they're the number 1 defense, we're the number 1 offense, would you rather have the number 1 offense or the number 1 defense?
Offense.
Okay.
Get the points.
Brad Underwood says defense wins championships.
Oh.
Offense wins games.
Okay.
So if we early in the season, we had a defense where everyone's going, good defense. And then it kind of faded. And so they say the term is score the ball. We really can score the ball in the NCAA. That seems to be absolutely a necessity. And if we score the ball, theoretically, Iowa State won't be able to keep up with the scoring that we produce. However, they turn the ball over on people. If they steal my ball and go down for dunks, therein lies the problem. I'm going to say if we can have 10 or fewer turnovers, we're in good shape. If we go above that, 10, 12, 14, 16, then I think it's Iowa State's game to win. We have got to take care of it, and they're going to get after it. Remember the end of the Penn State game when we felt really uncomfortable as to who could get the ball up the court?
Yeah.
I think we got that. I think that's what it might look like, where they're going to pressure the heck out of us.
Yeah.
So we're going to just have to be.
Not even throwing it in can be a challenge
I know.
sometimes.
Listen, so if we're starting 5 power forwards, then you got to have somebody we can trust with the ball.
Mm-hmm.
We trust Marcus and certainly Ty, but again, these are 6'2", enormously quick guards.
Yes.
So it's a different deal. We're taller, but can we control the ball and not give it away? I think that's a huge deal. And then we got to just cream them on the rebounds, and we should do that. We ought to get some offensive rebounds. We should control the boards. And if we play 5 out, and that means everybody on the perimeter, they're big, thunky guys that kind of push people around. Will have to move out to guard Coleman and Hawkins.
Mm-hmm.
They won't have to guard Ty Rodgers, so that's a consideration of how to deal with that. Anyway, it's on we go. It's 7:46. Your rest of the sports headlines.
NIT yesterday had Georgia beating Ohio State. And as far as the women go, of course, we're seeing Iowa and Caitlin Clark and all of that. But there's been some pushback of her arguing the fouls and, not being very pleasant to work with on the court.
I mean, I don't know. I just she's going to get the benefit of the doubt, and everybody knows it. Michael Jordan did.
Yes.
The big players, LeBron does. I mean, you just kind of do, and she's LeBron.
Right.
In the women's game, she's certainly LeBron James from the standpoint of recognizable and impact. This woman has changed the women's game.
Well, and welcome to this day and age of being able to seize a clip of 3 seconds of you, mumbling something under your breath, and all of a sudden it's trending, and everybody's hitting that.
She's aware enough to understand all of that.
Right.
She's part of that generation.
Mm-hmm.
She just has to decide what she wants to be known for, a complainer or a player.
That's right.
And people don't like namby-pamby on every call.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing to get a bad call. We all get bad calls in life. How you deal with it, right? I mean,
right.
You can moan and
right.
But how do you want to be known? And she doesn't want to be. Still time to correct that too. She got a long pro career.
Mm-hmm.
Just play ball and complain when it's bad. Occasionally is fine.
Yep.
But boy, every time. Shaking your head.
Yeah.
Not a good look.
Northern Iowa beat Illinois women's softball 9-0 yesterday, 12-16 on the season. Illinois baseball 11-3 winners over Missouri in that bragging rights game. Number 21 Illinois golf winning the Duck Invitational yesterday in Oregon, coming from behind. Jackson Buchanan with a great round. So go Illini when it comes to all of that. Of course, we just went over the Tulsa game for the women tomorrow at 6:30, and then the guys against Iowa State at 9:09. And the contest, trivia, concessions, all happening at the State Farm Center, in case you'd like to enjoy the free parking and free admission to take that in. Pacers and Bulls at 7 o'clock tonight. Blackhawks over the Calgary Flames 3-1 yesterday. That's essentially sports. Baseball starts tomorrow, Stevie. I feel like Major League Baseball and starting the season has been kind of overshadowed by our Illini.
Well, around here it has. Now, remember, there's only 16 markets that care anymore.
Okay.
16 markets. That's why ESPN National is not talking a lot about the tournament. But there are only 16 teams left, and after this weekend there'll be 4, and they'll be very casual.
Yes.
Except for those 4. But what about the Orange and Blue Golf Course and Mike Wallner out there? Huh?
Yes.
Come on.
Orange and Blue Golf Courses in Savoy is your place for golf in the Champaign-Urbana area. Saying go Illini. Let's beat Iowa State Thursday night after 9 in Boston. Sweet 16, baby. Tee times, rates, outings, and employment opportunities are all found at uofigolf.com. You'll love the friendly staff at the Orange and Blue courses near Willard Airport. Go Illini!
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Don't miss miss out when Ancient Aliens Live lands in a town near you. The Out of This World Tour continues with 15 new dates announced across the country. Hear from the experts of Ancient Aliens live and in person.
All of you are on this journey with all of us together.
Get your tickets now at ancientaliensLiveTour.com.
Ancient Aliens Live. Project Earth lands in the Virginia Theater Friday, March 29th. Tickets on sale now at thevirginia.org.
You can get an assessment on your copying needs with Watts Copy Systems. Just call them at 352-0428. Watts Copy Systems, where service is more than a promise. All right, 7:50.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity. Next couple of days, fairly quiet with a nice recovery on temperatures by the time we get to Good Friday. Expectations of a little rain over the course of the Easter holiday weekend as well, particularly Saturday in a few spots and late Sunday. Think Sunday morning itself ought to be in good shape. Another warm up here early next week, another cool down mid next week, and perhaps a pattern shift into some chillier but drier days ahead mid to late next week as well. Becoming partly sunny later on this morning and more so this afternoon up to 47. Gusty westerly wind, clear tonight down to 28. Tomorrow mostly sunny, not as chilly, the high around 57. Out of west-southwesterly wind for the afternoon. A few clouds, lows in the upper 30s tomorrow night. Partly sunny, milder for the day on Friday. Good Friday high about 64. Saturday, partly sunny, mild, maybe a little rain early and late in the day with a high temperature close to 70. Easter Sunday, a shower chance late up to 62. Showers and thunderstorms Monday in the 60s. Will cool back into the mid to upper 50s next Tuesday and Wednesday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Greg Solgay.
You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck goose because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow in Champaign-Urbana today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
What does the Apple Dumpling restaurant offer?
The Apple Dumpling serves up homemade favorites, fried chicken, sandwiches, delicious chicken and noodles, beef and noodles, meatloaf, all kinds of comfort food.
And of course, the Apple Dumpling with a scoop of ice cream, perhaps.
Visit this community treasure if you're looking for great people, great atmosphere, and great food in Urbana.
The Apple Dumpling Restaurant, open Tuesdays through Saturdays with a lunch buffet on Sundays. On High Cross Road in Urbana, you can look up the Apple Dumpling on Facebook.
Invest in yourself and your money with a free rewards checking account from Fisher National Bank. Instead of losing a little each month in service fees and charges, wouldn't it be nice to earn on your money? Switch to Fisher National, where we offer 2.02 annual percentage yield on balances up to $20,000. No service fees or minimum balance required. Simply make 12 debit card purchases, agree to receive your statements electronically, and have at least one direct deposit in a monthly cycle to qualify. It's as easy as that. If an excellent APY alone wasn't enough, our free rewards checking also includes ATM fee refunds up to $20 and access to Reward Saver, which increases your earnings potential with 4.07% APY on balances up to $20,000. When you're ready to maximize your money, look to Fisher National, a bank ready to make the investment in you. See monthly requirements at any branch or visit fishernational.com. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Steve from Good Vibes.
And I'm Luke Goody from your men's basketball team.
So, Luke, you're what, about 6'7"?
Yeah? Why?
Because size matters in basketball and video.
I know it's easier to shoot over a smaller guy.
And it's easier to see every detail on the biggest screen. That's why we brought in Sony's 98-inch Bravia. Unbelievable TV for gaming and sports.
That's not taller than me, though, is it?
No, but it's 8 inches wider than you are high. It is large and in charge.
All right, so it's big. Does it lose something blown up that size?
Nope. The Sony Cognitive Processor delivers wide dynamic contrast, billions of natural colors, and high peak brightness all the way to the corners over 8 feet apart.
So all that means is it's expensive, right?
$69.99 isn't cheap, but it's less than a good projector and screen, and it works in bright rooms.
So, how much am I getting paid for this commercial again?
Well, not that much, Luke, but with your good credit, it's under $650 a month with 0%, including tax and installation by Good Vibes experts.
Yeah, 98-inch screen.
Man.
Oh, by the way, Luke Goody is on today.
Oh, good. Thanks to Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, and First Federal Savings Bank, and Max Twin City Recycling.
Maybe.
Oh.
You know what? Every minute of their day is planned. So we don't, we think he's on.
Well, that's the tricky part of this NIL for these college students. They're getting in their practices and they're trying to study, and especially Luke, and managed to get his degree in finance from Geese College of Business.
Yeah,
Man,
no, he's
how did he do all
He
that?
is. I'm very kind of facetious about student athlete anymore, but he truly is.
Right.
That guy is a student athlete from the standpoint he's really getting a really worthwhile degree. Not that everybody doesn't, but I don't. Geese College of Business is a little higher level for most athletes.
That's right.
D1 athletes, it's just hard because you're so into your sport and you have so many hours committed there. To get through a tough discipline is pretty impressive, and Luke did it in 3 years. So anyway, we're scheduled at 4:05 today with Luke Goody, with Lonte and Kyle Tosk during our smoke-off practice smoke with Tim Onstadt from Gale Ferricks Trucking and Dedicated Diesel. I think Gale Ferricks might come, and he might bring me a Dixie chopper.
Okay.
Those are the fastest lawnmowers in the world.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, I wonder if I need a helmet if I drive that. Anyway, So anyway, we're having fun here at the station, kind of kicking off baseball. Cardinals open tomorrow at Chavez Ravine, home of the LA Dodgers. The most expensive baseball
Just
team.
after 3, you'll hear the action here on ESPN 93.5.
Best team money can buy. I'm a little salty.
Right.
They have, of course, I don't know. The whole Shohei Ohtani, is anybody following that?
With the
interpreter
and the
stealing
betting
money, or no, his friend, he Shohei's his friend, so he covered the 4.5, and then the story changed completely.
But maybe not.
The next day.
Right.
And his name was on the wire. What was that? So the only thing I am leery of is I don't think bookies, legal and illegal, let you float to $4.5 million. I know. They don't let you do that because they know they won't get paid. So you're dealing with some. Now, maybe the guy said, Shohei's got my back, but would you trust that?
Right.
I mean, these guys don't like losing.
I know that.
In the old days of the organized crime involved in Vegas, I once interviewed a guy who said that the way they dealt with people in casinos, they tried to cheat them, they'd take them for a helicopter ride.
Oh. And then the concrete boots. They get over a lake or something?
No lake, just desert.
Okay.
And no concrete boots needed. Okay. Okay. Anyway, it's the fact that was $4.5 million line or whatever. Right. I don't think that's. So that's the thing that raises eyebrows. I don't know. Shohei says I didn't do it. Okay.
Right.
But baseball's freaking out. It's their LeBron James. I mean,
know.
You can't have this.
I know.
Any way, shape, or form. So now they've thrown the guy under the bus big time. I mean, he stole from me.
Right. There's a new interpreter.
How does the interpreter have the bank accounts?
I know.
You don't do that.
But if they went back 7 years
how
before
many people
he really
in your
got
life
big,
can get money out of your account, Diane? Anybody?
I mean, my husband.
Yeah. But I mean, you're not giving it to a friend because you're nice.
Right.
You just don't do that.
That's right.
And so Shohei doesn't give it to his interpreter. Now, here's my numbers. Just go ahead and grab.
Right.
How does he have access? And lots of questions there.
Sure
so maybe
are.
that'll be a distraction for the Cardinals to get a win. I'm taking officially now 3 wins, 4 losses in the first 7 is a big deal if the Cardinals could get that done.
Mm-hmm.
That's how hard it's going to be in L.A. I mean, they're having Shohei Ohtani Day and all these blah, 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 blah. Who cares? Salty.
I didn't realize he was 6'4".
He's a wonderful player. Wow. He's the best baseball player in the world.
Showtime.
And he can pitch. After this year, he'll be pitching again.
That's right.
All right, we got the news coming up next. Another hour of exciting radio. Stand by.
So when was the last time you saw a best deal guarantee?
You mean a promise that actually held up?
Right.
That some unknown online entity didn't want you to log in and download a code and then re-verify as you join some club?
Drives you nuts, I know.
And then once you purchase that set of steak knives...
Well, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World is a lot simpler. You find a verified great deal and they beat it. Just show them the deal you saw. A newspaper clipping or the online cart price will do, and then you're good.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, it's one of those instances where you see a best deal guarantee and...
you get the best deal.
This is Dennis Reekin, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Our exclusive 10-year protection plan comes free with most appliance purchases. Whether it's a GE, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Bosch, or any of our 30 brands, I guarantee we will beat any competitor's deal. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
They still haven't found 6 bridge collapse victims in Baltimore. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. They are presumed dead now.
I spent a good part of yesterday with the families, praying with them, praying for them, and praying for their peace.
Maryland Governor Wes Moore just told Fox divers will keep working to find the construction workers in a recovery mission, but it'll take a long time to rebuild the bridge.
The economic impact that this is having, not just on the state of Maryland, but on the entire country, is staggering. We're talking about a port that's responsible for over 51 million tons of foreign cargo. That's the largest in the country.
The National Transportation Safety Board has the voyage data recorder from the cargo ship that crashed into the bridge, trying to determine what went wrong and why. Texas's controversial border law remains blocked. A federal appeals court extended its hold on the law as the federal government calls it an overreach into immigration authority. Texas's Republican governor says they have the right to stop an invasion, with the law allowing police to arrest migrants who cross the border illegally. The Trump campaign's angry. A judge in New York City issued a gag order before the former president's first criminal trial, claiming it unconstitutionally blocks his free speech rights.
He's not allowed to make public statements about witnesses, court staff, jurors, and others in his case, with an upcoming trial date set for April 15th. The former president's charged with filing false business records when he reimbursed his then personal attorney for hush money payments to an adult film star who alleged an affair.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal and other Republicans have been taken off the air. NBC News is dropping Ronna McDaniel days after hiring the former Republican National Committee chair, which upset MSNBC viewers and hosts.
Many anchors sounding off in lockstep, including President Biden's former press secretary.
This is about truth versus lies.
Jen Psaki also warned democracy was in danger after McDaniel was hired. The chairman of NBC Universal issued a mea culpa while announcing the termination of McDaniel. Quote, "No organization, particularly a newsroom, can succeed unless it is cohesive and aligned."
Well, it's Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. America's listening to Fox News.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Hello, America. It's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you don't have Consumer Cellular yet, now is the perfect time to switch and save. For a limited time, new customers can get wireless service for as low as $15 a month for your first year. Yep, the same exact nationwide coverage as the leading carriers for $15 a month for an entire year. What are you waiting for? Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com and use code RADIO15.
See consumercellular.com/firstyear15 for promotional details.
The Ahmaud Arbery case is back in court in Georgia as 3 men implicated in the death of the black man who was killed while jogging appeal federal hate crimes convictions.
Attorneys for Greg and Travis McMichael and William Roddy Bryan will ask a federal appeals court in Atlanta to throw out their 2022 hate crimes convictions. The 3 white men who were convicted of murder in a Georgia state court found guilty of chasing and fatally shooting Ahmaud Arbery, a 25-year-old unarmed black man, in 2020, then found guilty of federal hate crime charges. The McMichaels receiving life sentences, Bryan 35 years in prison. In court filings, their lawyers claim they chased Arbery because they believed he was a criminal, not because of his race. Prosecutors disagree. Arbery's family will reportedly be in Atlanta to rally against the appeal. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
There is another race-based controversy in Oklahoma.
A recall election next week will determine whether Enid, Oklahoma City Council member Judd Blevins keeps his seat or not. Blevins defended marching alongside white nationalists in Charlottesville, Virginia in 2017 during a public forum on Tuesday when questioned about his ties to racist groups. That participation became known only after his election last year. Enid Social Justice Committee Chair Christy Balden says she's backing Blevins' opponent, Cheryl Patterson.
She isn't normally someone that I would be supporting for public office. She's very conservative and I'm very liberal, but she is not a Nazi.
Blevins says he is, quote, opposed to all forms of racial hate, but stopped short of condemning white supremacy. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
Stocks are poised to rebound in Wall Street. Dow futures up more than 100 points before the opening bell. Somebody in New Jersey turned a $2 investment into $1.1 billion. The only winner of the Mega Millions fortune, the 8th largest U.S. lottery jackpot of all time. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. City of Champaign rolling out a new initiative to help homeowners. It's called the Vital Home Repair Program. Thanks to a $1 million grant from the Illinois Housing Authority, homeowners who may need help fixing things around the house can get up to $60,000 with help with those repairs. City of Mahomet naming its first female deputy police chief. Sergeant Rebecca Goodwin began her duties. She has served Mahomet Police Force and community since 2006. She was promoted to sergeant 4 years ago. Mahomet Police Chief Michael Metzler says he knew she was prepared for her new role after seeing her work as a sergeant. Latest data shows gas prices across Champaign County increasing the past week. Gas Buddy found the average price in Champaign County $3.63 a gallon, a jump of 19 cents the previous week. That's 36 cents higher than a month ago and about the same price compared with 1 year ago. Your best bet, shop around for the best prices. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, thank you, Jim. ESPN 93.5 at 8:06. Weather brought to you by Busey. For over 150 years, member FDIC. Our meteorologist is Greg Solier. Our barbecueologist is outside. He's kind of wanting you to turn the wind down if you could there.
Well, and it's a little on the cooler side today.
Yeah,
I'm hearing the
bit.
weekend we're
Hey,
close to
you're
70.
attracting everyone from Indiana and Ohio back west because of that west wind blowing that fragrance eastbound. You're going to run out of food in a hurry, right?
That's right. That's exactly right. Well, we got cooler conditions on this March 27. What are we looking like for our weekend, bud?
Yeah, I think, still that roller coaster ride, but overall, a little mini warm-up around here. We'll get into a little cool-off here just beyond Easter, and we think most of the organized rains, widespread stuff will be at some point into early next week, and then after a little uptick, maybe even a significant uptick, the middle part and late parts of next weekend, temperatures back down again, and that probably continues on here into the first week to 10 days of the month of April, so no real steadiness on temperatures around here. It's springtime, I suspect. We'll begin kind of a winding down and easing up, less frequent weather pattern, but still have two more of these things on the maps and charts. One in here early next week, another one late next week, as from the standpoint of organized rainfall. Speaking of which, if you are heading out that way today, this afternoon, and getting back out of Boston tomorrow, they do have a nor'easter coming up there. Should be largely all rain, but a lot of wind, maybe a little wet snow on the backside of that system at some point for late Thursday night and or Friday morning. Don't see it being the classic nor'easter out there, but expect some wet weather and wind in New England. Back this way, 33 Willard and Savoy later on today. We turn partly sunny for the afternoon with an afternoon reading of about 47. That's about through 5 or 6 shy average with that gusty west wind. Tonight, clear, 28 to 32. Pretty good frost across the area as well. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, not as chilly, 57. 64 on Good Friday. There may be a little rain in spots early and late in the day on Saturday. No big deal. Highs close to 70, though. Maybe a little rain late Sunday. Easter Sunday high 62. Not bad there. It'll be in the 40s for sunrise services, and 67 with showers and thunderstorms on Monday. Back in the mid to upper 50s for Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, meteorologist Greg Solier.
As they figure out what happened in Baltimore, apparently the cargo ship lost power and was adrift, but floating with the current. And 1,000-foot cargo ship with a load is really heavy. It didn't have to hit it very hard to knock that thing down.
Right.
And the tragedy of the loss of life.
6 people presumed dead. Maryland Governor Wes Moore said the disaster was heartbreaking. The missing, all members of the construction crew filling potholes on the bridge, were described as hardworking, humble men reportedly to have been from Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, and Mexico.
So they'll try and recover the bodies and figure out what happened, what kind of damage to the other foundational concrete pillars that were deep in the water, and whether that's usable, or they got to do studies on the concrete and structurally still whatever they can use. And they'll have to clear out the debris with a bunch of ships and booms and cranes and get that picked up so they can get ships that are stuck in there.
President Joe Biden calling the bridge one of the most important elements supporting the U.S.'s northeast economy, and the collapse could shut down access to one of the busiest, most important ports in the country. This talks about the 9th busiest port, busiest for car shipments, handling at least 750,000 vehicles in 2023, according to data from the Maryland Port Administration. So the vehicles accounted for 42% of all the Baltimore imports that were coming in. So then they're talking, when we do get back, will it be 6 months? If so, that's just a blip. But if it's 2 years on trying to get this, then we could feel the economic repercussions of that. It also notes there's 5,000 jobs depending directly on this port, with a total of nearly 140,000 jobs affected by its activities.
I think you clear out the area and you can still take transport. You got to get the trucks loading onto the railroad cars that eventually go on the cargo ships. You're going to have to get those to their place, and there's going to have to be a long drive around because the bridge made it easier, I'm sure. But there has to be another way to get to the port where you unload and load your trucks, and then you got to build. And how long it takes is going to be depending on the will. I mean, if this is truly this urgent, we can get it done faster than 2 years.
The estimate is 12 million vehicles cross the bridge every year.
Yeah, it's just living at a whole region is going to be just because you've got no bridge now, and take that out of any major city with a river, and you're going to have the long traffic waits. It's one of those deals of life that you deal with when you're in a big city, and I never understood. People tolerate it every day in Chicago.
Right.
I mean, you're 90 minutes each way kind of thing. I mean, I don't know. It's 3 hours of your life every day is a long time. But anyway, they're going to sort it out, and hopefully we won't have a major national, problem with getting distribution on items and stuff like that. But immediately it's the sadness of losing life. You can't help but think of what that thing could have been like at 3:30 in the afternoon.
Absolutely.
That could have been horrific. And if a cargo ship that goes underneath that bridge every day loses power and drifts and you can't control, and you have 2 minutes to warn people, you're just not going to get that done. It's not enough time. All right, it's 8:12. Jeremy Warner, the superstar Illinois reporter, Illini Inquirer, and just wonderful writer. He's a big star. He's going to jump on the radio with us. He was here with Tay and Jay back in the day. If you remember that.
That's right. When we were first starting out as Stevie Jay Broadcasting, and Jeremy was part of our team.
Yep, and he's become one of the most respected sports reporters.
Absolutely.
Certainly on the Illinois beat, but I think he respected nationally, and generally when other markets want to talk about Illinois, they call Jeremy. All right, we'll get into that coming up bottom of the hour, 8:13.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
I have this wonderful dog named Rusty, and we live in a small town, and every evening we go for a walk. And recently on that walk, I stopped and was looking up at the stars. Wow! I marveled at their formations and their brightness. And at that point, I realized these same stars were shining brightly when my friend, Jesus Christ, was living on earth. Even today, we still wish upon these stars. Well, instead of wishing and hoping, allow me to introduce to you my best friend, Jesus Christ. He has always kept his promises. will always be by your side, providing a light to guide your steps, offering a love that will never leave you, and willingly extending the forgiveness and understanding for all wrongs. But most important, providing hope for today and hope for tomorrow. Just reach out. Jesus will put his arms around you and offer comfort, strength, and courage for all eternity. He only asks for your love, willingness to help others, and a dedicated commitment to walk with him. It's really that simple.
From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 or use their dedicated text-only line at 383-0619. Additional information including repair quotes and online scheduling requests available from the website at pdrauto.com. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. Yeah, quarter after ESPN 93.5 Sports Headlines. Diane Ducey.
We've got baseball tomorrow, Stevie. Our Cardinal affiliate, St. Louis Cardinals, with a first pitch. You know what? I'm going off the top of my head.
First
against
pitch
the
is
LA
after
Dodgers.
3:10.
After 3, okay.
Yeah, we got the pregame starts about 55 minutes before, so in the 2 o'clock hour, probably 2:20, we're on the air. Dodgers got all their pregame stuff. A week from tomorrow, we'll be in St. Louis broadcasting live and all the ceremonies ahead of their 3 o'clock first game.
Absolutely.
So we just have to get a few wins on the road. It won't be easy with the Dodgers and Padres starting the season. I mean, that's a tough way to start a season in light of how good both teams are, including, of course, the Dodgers are loaded. So we'll see if the St. Louis Cardinals, who are kind of limping in. I mean, Tommy Edmonds hurt, Lars Nootbaar's hurt, and now Dylan Carlson's hurt.
Darn it.
Victor Scott III, Scott III will start center field in Chavez Ravine on Shohei Ohtani Day. Victor Scott, Double-A player, will vault right to the major leagues because of the situation. So he will start for the St. Louis Cardinals. He's super fast. Can he hit at this level? Is he ready? They think so, but he's definitely he was sent back down to play some AAA, but they need him.
Right.
So we're rooting for Victor Scott III, who's at our Cardinal Caravan Martin Luther King weekend in January. Great young man. Just great.
So we also have the Chicago Cubs over on US 105.9, and their first opening game is against
Texas
Rangers,
Rangers, the world champions.
World champions from this, World Series. My goodness. So challenges for our teams over here at Stevie Jay Broadcasting, but we could do it. And after 6:30 is the first pitch over on US 105.9 for the game against the Texas Rangers. So we had Illinois baseball beating Missouri yesterday, 11-3. Northern Iowa came out on top over our Illinois women's softball team yesterday. And Illinois golf came out on top with the Duck Invitational over in Oregon. We've got a doubleheader watch party on the Jumbotron. If you'd like to bring the kids on, outdoors open at 6. It's at the State Farm Center. The first 650 fans get a free hot dog. The women will be facing Tulsa at 6:30. The men, Iowa State tomorrow at 9:09 in the NCAA tournament. Free admission, free parking, everything, like the trivia and the contests and the concession stand is almost like you're seeing a game right there.
Well, I mean, how many will go?
I don't know.
I mean, how many will go to the State Farm Center to watch the Illini and Iowa State? Before that, Illinois and Tulsa in the women's. I don't know.
Certainly a festive atmosphere, but it's nice to take things in at your house, too. And, of course, for someone like you and I, Stevie, 9:09 is a stretch. We'll have to try to get a nap in tomorrow or something because we're up here so early. I'm also reading about some of the stuff happening in football. Of course, we know our Illini football game, the game against EIU, has been bumped to Thursday, August 29th. The spring practices are in progress now. The scrimmage game, Orange versus Blue, will be on April 20th at 1. And we're also looking at some of the 2024 NFL mock draft with some of the rounds. And Jeremy Warner just commented on this inside the last half an hour, posting up at Illini Inquirer, saying Johnny Newton could go to the Arizona Cardinals, Tip Ryman to the New England Patriots, Washington Commanders could get Isaiah Williams, Isaiah Adams to the New Orleans Saints. in the 5th round, and Keith Randolph for the Baltimore Ravens. So who knows how things will shake up, but that's definitely on our radar too, to follow some of our Illini in their NFL career.
Oh, heck yeah. We have a reason to watch the NFL draft.
Absolutely.
A long time before we had any, I don't think ever these kind of numbers. Great. 8:19.
Okay, everyone, let's check weather for Eastern Illinois. Champaign-Urbana this Saturday. Kind of a cool spell of weather heading through the middle part of the week. A nice recovery and into the start of the Easter holiday weekend. There'll be a bit of rain from time to time. Widespread rains early next week will mark the arrival of some chillier days, but drier days mid to late next week. Becoming partly sunny as the day wears on for the day up to 47, a gusty westerly wind. Mostly clear tonight and cold. Some areas of frost and freeze. Low down to 28 to 32. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, not as chilly, up to 57 in the afternoon on a developing west-southwesterly wind. Partly sunny, milder. Good Friday high at 64. Up near 70 on Saturday with a shower chance early and again late. Maybe a little rain late in the day on Easter Sunday. Variably cloudy skies and a bit cooler at 62. Back into the upper 60s with showers and thunderstorms Monday. High temperatures with some sunshine returning Tuesday and Wednesday next week in the mid and upper 50s. We'll move into, again, a cool but drier spell of weather mid to late next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting in Mid-Orchard, Greg Solgay.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
GameStop shares are now down more than 18% after its disappointing quarter, and software sales slump down 31%. Robinhood Market shares are now up more than 8% after it revealed plans to launch a credit card for its premium members who pay $5 a month for a gold subscription. Merck shares are up 5%. The FDA has approved its treatment for a lung disorder. Johnson & Johnson is interested in buying Shockwave Medical, a device company. The Wall Street Journal says J&J is in talks to buy the business. H&M shares are higher after the discount fashion retailer reported better than expected earnings. It says its new spring styles are selling. It's been cutting costs and is updating about 250 stores. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola, invested in you.
I'm Dana Perino, co-host of The Five and co-anchor of America's Newsroom. Join me for my podcast, Perino on Politics. Every Monday, I'm going to talk to people I trust in politics as they tell me what they're seeing and thinking in the 2024 election cycle. This week on Perino on Politics, are today's presidential candidates bad or good for American business? The host of Making Money on Fox Business, Charles Payne, joins me with a look at how President Biden is impacting business. Available now on Apple, Spotify, and FoxNewsPodcast.com.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands, including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Orange and Blue Golf Courses in Savoy is your place for golf in the Champaign-Urbana area. Saying go Illini, let's beat Iowa State Thursday night after 9 in Boston. Sweet 16, baby. Tee times, rates, outings, and employment opportunities are all found at uofigolf.com. You'll love the friendly staff at the Orange and Blue Courses near Willard Airport. Go Illini!
Hi, I'm Troy Lands from Lands Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Underground Solutions. Are you tired of dealing with leaky faucets, basement flooding, bursting or leaking pipes? From plumbing maintenance and repairs to installing new water heaters and sump pumps, our goal is to get you up and running as soon as possible. At Lands Plumbing, we have 24/7 emergency service and a team of highly skilled professionals that will work with you to get the job done right the first time. I'm Troy Lands. You can count on my company because you can count on me.
You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose because you'd do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow in Champaign-Urbana today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
When I describe Tim Onstad, I don't even. He's an outstanding manager and boss for Dedicated Diesel and Guilford Extraction. But when I say you're like number one in brisket because you won the perfect score in Arkansas, and I'm always going to say that, so forget about it. It's like being president or governor. You're still the governor.
That's right.
So what is it? What are you? Is it a smoker, a barbecue
grill master?
Grill master?
They call us a lot of things, but pitmaster is probably the title.
All right, he's a pitmaster. Here's what I was actually. He's here in Philo, and he's got kind of a practiced cook.
Yeah.
Okay, ahead of the tournaments you've got, or the matches, or the shows you've got coming up, where you're going to be competing against the best pitmasters in the world. And here's what I was telling Diane earlier. It says one thing to pick up a hobby. Okay, you're a really good autograph collector, whatever it is, but you not only just got up off the recliner at 40 years old or whatever you are, and you just decided that you and your wife are going to enter these things, and then it's one thing to enter, it's another thing to win. I mean, it's one thing to get, if I get in a 100-meter dash at the Olympic trials, they'll say, isn't that courageous?
Yeah.
And then when I lose by 70 yards, it's no fun. so you became great at it. How'd that happen?
Well, it's our empty nester project.
But you got that good. I mean, how is it that you
a lot of help.
A lot of work.
Tim Axe, Carol Lou Smokehouse in Decatur, he taught me the basics of brisket. Stood around and watched a lot of guys, and Kent Sheets, Continental Barbecue, he helped me a lot. Mark Bowman has helped me. Just guys giving us tips, and it's a community. It's not so competitive that they keep everything close to the
Are
chest.
you surprised how much you like it?
You have to. It gets to be more work, yeah.
But
it's a love-hate relationship.
I mean, it's a 72-hour thing you're at when you travel. It's 72 to.
Oh, we've been places for a week. It's
well, aren't you exhausted? How about your wife Donna? I mean, she's a trooper.
Well, Donna and I, she agreed to do it. So it's something we can do together.
Uh-huh.
And we fight like an old British couple, where it's very polite, and we argue, and so I tell her that I'll do it her way, and then when her back's turned, I do it back my way.
Well, she keeps the timer. She helps with the sides.
Well, she got the best coleslaw in America.
Goodness.
I mean, whatever she's doing with that vinegar
and creamy.
right.
So good.
Yeah, she does all of the injections, and basically is the chicken boss for us. So.
Okay, so
are we gonna see her today?
Yeah, she's here.
Yep, she's out actually setting up to work for Gail Ferrig's Trucking right now.
Yeah.
She's putting her office together out there.
Anyway, it's Tim Onstad, pitmaster extraordinaire in town. Just kind of kick off baseball. Now it's a double duty here, kicking off Sweet 16. How about the Illini, man?
They're doing great. They get past tomorrow night.
It's gonna be a hard game. I mean, but did you ever have a sporting event? You ever do a high jump at 9:10 at night?
Actually, I jumped in Detroit by car headlights. The track we were at didn't have lights on their football field because they only played day games.
And did you ever jump high jump now? Did you ever?
This is high jump. I thought it was pole vault.
No, this is high jump, but I think didn't you leap over 7 feet?
No, 6'11" and a quarter is the highest I ever got.
6'11" and a quarter.
That's crazy.
He high
Tim.
jumped over Coleman Hawkins. Try that. That's Coleman Hawkins standing up straight. That's a full board up against the wall. Anyway, so he has quite the athletic background.
Awesome.
But anyway, it's Tim here, Pitmaster. We're excited you're here in Philo, and boys are looking forward to it. And we're going to go, I think, every half hour, like chicken, pork, ribs, and then brisket.
Chicken, ribs, pork, and brisket.
Ribs, pork, and brisket.
And
okay.
we're about, with the cold and everything, we're about 20 minutes behind on lighting the fire, but I'll catch that up once the meat's in the smoker.
Just to let you know what the thought of a pitmaster when I said what happened, he said, well, the meat was at 212 and it should have been at 214. What the heck is that?
Yeah.
That's like taking your 9-iron and curving around the tree and putting it, 2 feet, man. Come on.
Well, I appreciate the kind words.
No, it's true.
We'll get it
It's
there.
true. Hey, by the way, you see that? Come on.
Yep.
Yep, everybody's all decked out.
Yeah.
Got the GFT going on.
And Diane's got hers
on.
Donna said we're doing this just like a regular cook, so
Yeah.
this is my morning light the fire.
That's how you look. Okay.
That's how I look.
And you're representing with Gail Frerichs Trucking on your, pocket logo.
Yeah, you got
there.
that going on.
Yeah, Gail's been very kind to us and letting us do this. And
Well, he
sticking
loves it when
GFT on.
when you do so well. He really gets excited.
He likes it when we win,
It's hard to win.
like a NASCAR car owner.
Yeah, that's right.
Make room for the trophies.
Okay, good to see you. Thanks for coming in, and we got you this afternoon too, a whole bunch. So
Thanks, guys.
Can't wait.
I'm gonna go make a hot mess.
Love it.
And again, this is nothing I'm offering necessarily, so I'm giving away free smells, just like Jimmy John. If you want to come by and smell this downtown Philo, but it's not. We're not a food truck, nothing like that. This is just an exhibition. You want to ask Tim some questions?
There you go.
You come to downtown Philo. You don't get to talk to a pitmaster very often that knows as much as he does. All right, the news, weather, sports, all coming up. Jeremy Warner, our good friend Jeremy Warner, is going to jump on about the Fighting Illini. That's coming up next. It's 8:30.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. No longer a search and rescue mission. Divers are now looking for the bodies of 6 maintenance workers presumed to have been killed in the Key Bridge collapse in Baltimore.
We are going to spend every effort to make sure that we can bring them a sense of closure in this horrific incident.
Governor Wes Moore on Fox thinking about the families there. Federal investigators have boarded the cargo ship that crashed into the bridge and collected its data recorder. A Texas migrant arrest law remains on hold for now after a ruling from a federal appeals court.
The New Orleans-based court panel denied the request by Texas to let the law take effect while the state's appeal of a judge's ruling blocking it plays out at the appellate court. It allows police to question and arrest anyone believed to have entered Texas through Mexico illegally. The Department of Justice says the law runs afoul of the federal government's authority over immigration and will lead to racial profiling.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Stocks start the day higher on Wall Street. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Champaign School Board meeting canceled after 2 of its members walked out. 2 members, Amy Armstrong and Betsy Holder, objected to an agenda item that called for election of a new vice president. The board's former vice president, Jamar Brown, resigned earlier this month. City of Mahomet's named its first female deputy police chief. Sergeant Rebecca Goodwin began her duties. She has served as the Mahomet Police Force and Community since 2006. She was promoted to sergeant 4 years ago. Mahomet Police Chief Michael Metzler says he knew she was prepared for her new role after seeing her work as sergeant. In collaboration with Credible Mind, Champaign-Urbana Public Health District launching a site where residents can check their mental health with a simple click of a button. Community health planner J.R. Lill explains that this is only the beginning of what's to come for the community. The project funded by a grant through the National Association of County and City Health Officials. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity. Next couple of days, fairly quiet with a nice recovery on temperatures by the time we get to Good Friday. Expectations of a little rain over the course of the Easter holiday weekend as well, particularly Saturday in a few spots and late Sunday. I think Sunday morning itself ought to be in good shape. Another warm up here early next week, another cool down mid next week, and perhaps a pattern shift into some chillier but drier days ahead mid to late next week as well. Becoming partly sunny later on this morning and more so this afternoon up to 47.
57. Gusty westerly wind, clear tonight down to 28. Tomorrow mostly sunny, not as chilly, the high around 57. Out of west-southwesterly wind for the afternoon. A few clouds, lows in the upper 30s tomorrow night. Partly sunny, milder for the day on Friday. Good Friday high about 64. Saturday, partly sunny, mild, maybe a little rain early and late in the day with a high temperature close to 70. Easter Sunday, a shower chance late up to 62. Showers and thunderstorms Monday in the 60s. Will cool back into the mid to upper 50s next Tuesday and Wednesday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, Aviatrocious, Greg Solier.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window. New roofing and siding are a winning combination that can instantly change the look, feel, and function of your home. Our Kramer Siding and Window team takes pride in being an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred contractor, able to offer a best-in-the-business 50-year warranty. Pair it with preservation siding in your favorite style and color, and your home will be a showstopper. Start today and save 10% on roofing and 25% on siding. Call us, click on kramersiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
A tradition of excellence over 150 years in the making. At Busey Bank, we're committed to building relationships that span generations. Wherever your journey in life leads you, we are with you along the way, creating a legacy for you and your family. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth, since 1868, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
So much excitement with the Fighting Illini moving to weekend number 2. Tomorrow night, 9:10, 9:09, or whenever that first game gets done, they'll play Iowa State, a 3 versus a 2. Iowa State's a 2-point favorite. Jeremy Warner from the famous Tay and Jay radio show.
Yes.
I knew you when.
That's right.
Jeremy, how are you?
Morning, Stevie. How are you? Long time.
A long time. And you have evolved into a tremendous sports journalist, my friend. I don't think there's a more respected guy doing the Illini beat. And frankly, you could do whatever you wanted. You just are spot on with the questions. You're really smart. You're still lifting weights, and you look pretty dang good. Unbelievable.
Well, appreciate you, Stevie. I appreciate you giving me a chance to come back to Champaign and start this thing off. So always indebted to you, man.
Well,
that's right. Now, University of Illinois in journalism, right? And then you and Stevie kind of met when you were in the DeKalb and covering Northern Illinois chapter.
You worked at the News Gazette. The great Rob Judson said this Jeremy Warner is really good. And I said, who's that? He said, you ought to call him. And that's how it all started.
Mm-hmm.
And Rob sure has coached at a lot of places, but he always respected what you did.
Yeah, it's interesting because I'd never really gotten to know Rob, but never know who's watching. So I appreciate
exactly
his input. And it's been a blast. And I caught up with Chester Frazier afterwards. We were classmates at the U of I, and we both came here because Dee, Darren, and Luther, right? We wanted to be part of something. I wanted to cover some great programs, and Chester wanted to win a lot. Continue that, and we never thought it'd be 19 years. Boy, it's been a really good postseason so far.
It really has been, and obviously we have a team that scores the ball, is how you say it, and we're number one offense. Iowa State, I guess, number one Kim Palm defense. So, what do you see tomorrow night, Jeremy Warner? What are you thinking?
Well, Iowa State's a really good team, and Illinois hasn't beaten a lot of really, really good teams this year, right? Like they lack that kind of marquee victory, but they're playing their best basketball right now. Their one loss in March is to Purdue, and Terrence Shannon didn't play all that well. Terrence Shannon's been playing really well against everybody else. He's played as well as anybody in the country. So I think it's a fascinating matchup. I think it's the best game of the Sweet 16. Creighton, Tennessee, I'm really excited to see as well. But this is the best matchup because it's just such a contrast of styles, and that it's a defensive team against an offensive team. Not that Iowa State doesn't have the talent to score. They got talent in that backcourt, but Illinois, with their size, poses them a lot of problems. But Iowa State's going to try and trap Marcus Damask. They're going to try and turn Illinois over. We saw Penn State give Illinois some troubles doing that. So Illinois is going to have to make good decisions. There will be some openings that they create because of how aggressive they are in their traps on defense. But that means Coleman Hawkins, Quincy Guerrier, Luke Goody, those guys are going to have to be ready to shoot and make their shots. But also Iowa State is susceptible to giving up offensive rebounds. So guys like Dane Danger's been phenomenal in the postseason. Ty Rodgers, those guys might have some opportunities. But Illinois is also going to have to sit down and guard because they got a couple guards that can really attack the basket. So I think it's going to be a great matchup. I would side with the team that has the best player at this point, and that's Terrence Shannon, who's just had an epic postseason here.
Have you ever seen a man take the ball at half court and get to the rim as quickly? In fact, he's not only quick, but he's fast, isn't he?
Well, Steve, it's amazing. We're talking about a program that has Io DeSumo and the one-man fast break D. Brown, and we're still befuddled by what Terrence Shannon can do in the fast break, right? I think that tells you about his greatness. It's just the only guy I can compare him to physically, and it sounds ridiculous, but I'm glad Keith Dambrot from Duquesne brought it up too. Compared him to LeBron in transition.
Wow.
He's so big, athletic, explosive, and then he's so strong at finishing around the basket, and he's gotten better at that. So I think he's just been the thing I've liked about Terrence Shannon this year compared to last year's. He's been aggressive the entire year. He's been assertive as the go-to guy of this team. Last year, he kind of disappeared at times. That is not the case this year.
Okay, if I told you at the end of the game Illinois would have 9 turnovers and win the rebounding 40-29, you would think what?
A double-digit win.
Wow.
Because if you can take care of the basketball and you can rebound and get out in transition, I think Iowa State just, they have good players too. They have a freshman, Momcilovic, who's probably a pro. Their 2 older guards are really, really good. They can rotate a couple bigs in there, but I think if Illinois is able to take care of the ball, that means Iowa State wasn't able to dictate the game, and that Illinois was. So I would think Illinois would have a decent win right there.
All right, so we've got to take care of it, and we can't let them go down, steal my ball, and dunk. That would be bad momentum. Right. So turnovers and rebounds as about every game, but particularly this because Penn State was quicker than me. There's no doubt about that, and I think Iowa State will be too. If we're starting 5 power forwards, can this work?
It's kind of a test.
Yeah,
it's kind of a test of Brad Underwood's theory of now it's not defense wins championships, it's offense wins championships. So it's kind of a great test of that theory.
Well, and again, a month ago when he was on, I said, why, and I emphasized why, would you ever get an 18-year-old again? I love the old guys.
When it comes to the portal.
I like the guys that have been there a while and kind of get it. And it just, is this kind of the way it's going to be from now on? It's just like go to the book and find your 3 transfers. Is this life now in the NCAA?
It'll be interesting when these COVID years are over, right? Because Marcus Damask in the future is not going to have a 5th year of eligibility. Now, he could transfer after 3 years, but it'll be interesting to see. I still think you have to build some high school prospects. Like I think Ty Rodgers and Amani Hansberry can be some really good long-term players for this team. But yeah, each year you want to win, and you can win. And Illinois has got a great sub because it's got a great NIL program. And think of the development of transfers that Brad Underwood now can sell. Alfonso Plummer, Matthew Meyer, Terrence Shannon, and now Marcus Damask, all Big Ten performers, all had their best years at Illinois. So that's a heck of a sell going into the transfer portal. But yeah, you need to stay old and get old. And I expect Brad Underwood to add a couple high school kids every year, try and develop them, try to keep them. But the transfer portal is going to be the way I think you get most of your production on your team.
Well, and Jeremy, why would they open it now? I mean, wait till the tournament's over, don't you think?
Because not everything the NCAA has to make sense, Diane. I think we've learned that for a really, really long time.
Right.
It'd be really nice if they didn't open it until April, but I do understand that there's a lot of coaching changes happening right now, and players are trying to figure out where they're going to be. But to have that kind of not clouding, not overshadowing the tournament, but kind of averting our attention from the tournament, it stinks. And plus, Illinois staff, they got to be monitoring the portal while they're preparing for Iowa State. So that's not a lot of fun for them either.
I'll take Cliff from Rutgers, please. Can I ask for that? Can I get Cliff?
Well, 2 months ago, I thought Dane Danger would be a guy that he probably would spend his last year elsewhere. That's a guy I want to keep.
Yeah, no kidding.
The way he's been playing,
Yeah.
and I don't think it's just on Brad. I think Dane has played extremely better. His tenacity, his effort has been better. His defense has been better. But that's a guy I want back next year on a team that's not going to return a lot of production. He could be a 12-8 guy for me next year. So as good as Cliff is, I think Dane is the guy I'd want because I can run offense through him. He's gotten a lot better defensively. So they need shooters. They need scorers. They need a stud wing to replace Marcus Damask and Terrence Shannon. So they will be very active. But low post big man, if they can keep Dane and Monty Hansberry, they got Perez Johnson, a top 40 prospect coming in. That's not the biggest need on the team.
Well, it's amazing. And could anyone have thought Marcus Damask was going to be that? Wow.
No, I don't think Brad thought he was going to be this good. But kudos to Brad
No kidding.
for finding him, prioritizing him. I remember when they got him. He was the first transfer, and Illinois fans were like, "This is our go-to guy." And it's like, yeah. But they figured out after that Tennessee game that they can run that booty ball offense through him. And kudos to them for kind of transitioning what their offense was to this and really unlocking the best of Marcus Damask.
All right, as good as Jeremy Warner is, as brilliant of a journalist as he is, I'm prouder of you for loving Tiffany, Torn, and Lily. You're a family guy who prioritizes his family and time with his family, and I love that about you. And you're a good man who's really good at what he does. Everybody in the family good, Jeremy?
Yeah, and they're missing Daddy a little bit. I've had to be away from them for a while.
Yeah.
So I had about 16 hours between getting home from Minneapolis and leaving for Omaha, and then we had about 2 days between this trip. So they're awesome. My wife is unbelievably supportive and not complaining, and she's taken over all the parental duties the last month. But no, everybody's good. Torrance in first grade, 7 years old.
Come on.
Lily's in kindergarten, or she's going to be in kindergarten next year. She's in preschool. She's 5 years old. It's amazing how fast they grow up.
I was telling Stevie, Jeremy, about the pile up in your favorite chair and all the family members.
Yeah,
That's great.
It's really good. Finally, how good is Mike LaTulip when he's on with you? Holy cows, he's good. Mike LaTulip, he's really good at this.
Yeah, BTN needs to scoop him up, Stevie. LaTulip is so good at breaking things down. We just did a huge scouting report on
I saw
Iowa State.
Your stuff is great. You just got great.
Yeah.
Now, it's 24/7, and then it's Illini Inquirer. 24/7 is the big umbrella, and you got Illini Inquirer. Is that correct? Is that how it works?
Yeah. So I own the site Illini Inquirer, and I go through 24/7 Sports. So we're all part of the network.
And so, how can people subscribe to you and get the great content? How would they do that?
Yeah, just type in Illini Inquirer, Inquirer with an I, and .com, and then you can find it. Hit the join button on the top. But yeah, we got about 30% off deal. It's just a great thing to do. Michael Tulip.
30 bucks a month? 30 bucks, 40, 50 bucks?
No, it's 30% off. It's under $10.
What?
So
that kind of content? What? Are you kidding me? What are we doing here?
And on your team, Joey Wagner's there with you, and of course our Derek Piper, who joins Lante on the drive after 3 here at ESPN 93.5, right?
I think the Illini Inquirer could have quite the basketball challenge. You got some height going on your team. You could probably take on that Gus Macker thing with you and the two boys.
Maybe
not the most athletic.
Right. Maybe Joey, Derek, Jeremy on one team, and Lon and you and me, Stevie.
Well, I think
3 and 3.
That could be interesting. Hey, listen, thanks for being on, and I hope people subscribe because under $10 a month is stupid cheap. It's awesome, and it's so good, and you've got such stuff because you're on the inside. Well, listen, I know you're really going to be studying this ball game coming up. It'd be lovely to play UConn Saturday. I'd love to see that, and who knows, maybe a Final Four trip to Phoenix for you, Jeremy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a chance to dethrone the king in UConn, which looks like a beast of a team, but to have that chance would be unbelievable.
Yep. Jeremy Warner, thank you, my friend. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys.
Talk soon.
Go
Jeremy
Illini.
Warner. 24/7 Sports Illini Inquirer. All right, it's 8:47.
This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is not a one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is that we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
I'm Justin Ike, co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground.
So, Justin, tell me what you see as typical when it comes to sewer repair. Give me a scenario.
Your sewer's backed up and somebody comes along and says, you need this repair for X amount of dollars. Here's my price. And you don't think to go looking for another company or a second opinion because you don't feel like you have time.
So is it possible that you might get charged a little more because it's kind of a desperate moment? Do some companies do that?
Oh, absolutely they will. They know you're in a pinch. Typically, if you call us, me or Will can be out there within an hour to look at that problem for you. Whether you call me first or you call me second, make sure you give me a call.
Anything else, Justin?
You can always trust Fred's.
Great to know. Thank you. That's Justin Ike, the co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground. If you want more information about this great 45-year family-owned company, just go to fredscu.com. That's fredscu.com.
Welcome to Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
Hi, I'm looking for a refrigerator.
When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Oh, yeah, well, I just need a refrigerator. Don't need the whole store.
But you get it, the whole store.
My kitchen is only about this big.
You get me.
Hello.
All those delivery, installation, and service technicians in back.
Wow, all those people?
The Dick Van Dyke 5-10-year protection plan, which means in the unlikely event something goes wrong in the first 5 years, your repair cost is nothing.
Nothing?
10 years parts coverage on the major components.
Looks like I'm getting more than a refrigerator today. How much does this whole store cost?
Nothing.
Come on.
For real. We guarantee to beat any competitor's deal, all that other stuff we talked about, like our service tax.
And your 5-10-year protection plan?
All included.
I'm Dennis Freak and chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. And when we say you get the whole store, we mean the whole store. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Illini fans, this year we celebrate the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium for the 2024 Fighting Illini football season. Season tickets for the 2024 football season are on sale now, and Illini fans who renew their season tickets by February 1st are eligible to win amazing prizes, memorabilia, and experiences. Secure your season tickets for homecoming, Dad's Day, and a special rededication of Memorial Stadium on October 19th against Michigan. Visit fightingillini.com for more information.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
BMW, Buick, GMC, Honda, and Subaru. Welcome to Sarah Champagne. We can handle all your car repairs on site, including paintless dent repair, bumpers, windshields, everything in between. We have an amazing selection of new or pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Shop from home and buy online or reserve your vehicle before it hits our website or dealership. Sarah Champagne is home of the Sarah One Price Promise, delivering an honest and transparent buying experience. Hurry in or shop online at sarahchampagne.com.
Okay, everyone, let's check weather for Eastern Illinois. Champaign and Bay this Saturday. Kind of a cool spell of weather heading through the middle part of the week. A nice recovery and into the start of the Easter holiday weekend. There'll be a bit of rain from time to time. Widespread rains early next week will mark the arrival of some chillier days, but drier days mid to late next week. Becoming partly sunny as the day wears on for the day up to 47. A gusty westerly wind. Mostly clear tonight and cold. Some areas of frost and freeze. Low down to 28 to 32. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, not as chilly, up to 57 in the afternoon on a developing west-southwesterly wind. Partly sunny, milder. Good Friday high of 64. Up near 70 on Saturday with a shower chance early and again late. Maybe a little rain late in the day on Easter Sunday. Variably cloudy skies and a bit cooler at 62. Back into the upper 60s with showers and thunderstorms Monday. High temperatures with some sunshine returning Tuesday and Wednesday next week in the mid and upper 50s. We'll move into, again, a cool but drier spell of weather mid to late next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting in Beetlejuice, Greg Solgay.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
This is XYZ Insurance. How can I help?
I have a question about my home policy.
Okay, question about phone policy.
Home policy.
Okay, gnome policy.
HOME, home.
Technology is great, but sometimes it's better to talk with a real person.
With Erie Insurance, you have a caring, independent agent who's with you from beginning to end.
We don't have any HOMEs on record.
Your Erie agent in Champaign is Thomas & Ellers Insurance. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Political news is sure to dominate the headlines in 2024, adding uncertainty to the markets. This makes a disciplined investment strategy even more critical to achieving your long-term goals. To assure your investments are aligned with your objectives, contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Okie dokie, we are done for the day. We'll be back around here all afternoon with Lontaine and not Derek, he's in Boston.
That's right.
Lontaine, Kyle Toscan. We've got the pitmaster, Tim Onstad here.
That's right.
So the boys are going to be eating while they talk to you, and they're also talking to Luke Goody, who probably would like some brisket himself, but he'll be in Boston. Luke Goody is scheduled to call 4:05, subject to change.
Yes.
But right now, and he has the schedule. I got the printout.
Okay.
Of the day yesterday, and it's just this is this, then this is. It's just all.
This is the show.
This is the show. This is the big time. And tomorrow we'll kick off baseball for the Cubs and the Cardinals.
That's right.
Cubbies will be in Texas, take on the world champion Rangers tomorrow night, 6:30. Cardinals out in L.A. play about 3:10, but we have the broadcast in the 2:00 hour as we kick off the 2024
right here on
baseball.
ESPN 93.5.
Yep. All right, thank you, Diane.
Enjoy the day.
That's Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie Jay. Hey, thank you for listening. Go Illini. We'll be talking all about that game tomorrow, of course, and continue on about the Cardinals and the Cubs as we get our baseball season going. Hopefully warmer climes coming here our way pretty soon. Cloudy currently in Champaign-Urbana and downtown Philo. And thank you for listening. We'll meet on the radio tomorrow. Have a great Wednesday.
Firestone Tires can make all the difference on the road. Drive with confidence. Plus, take advantage of the road-ready financing options. Get the tires and services you need now and pay over time. Your vehicle will thank you for the upgrade. Since 1917, Clay Dooley Tire and Auto has been committed to helping you drive with confidence. Just off Neal Street, call 217-352-4286.
Clay Dooley Tire and Auto. Proven trusted, your friends and family.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana invested in our community since 1908. Before you buy your home in 2024, we invite you to speak with one of our experienced lenders, Jack, Jim, Kim, or Lane. Experience the convenience of working with a local lender with local service, decisions, and loan underwriting in our comfortable offices. Visit us to experience the exceptional friendly service from our knowledgeable staff. Hey, if you're not already banking with us, give us a try. We think you'll love it here. We do. 356bank.com, First Federal. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 435120.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
You need the world's fastest mower to create your free time. With Dixie Chopper, what you got to look at is the warranties. Dixie Chopper, all of their models, you're getting a 3-year unlimited hours bumper-to-bumper warranty. That's on the whole thing. Then your commercial units, you get up to a 3-year no-hour limit or 5-year 3,000-hour limit on the drivetrain. So that'd be your engine, your 2 gearboxes, transmissions, and all that.
Well, that sounds pretty solid.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Things break, and even if it's built well like a Dixie Chopper, you need to have that covered, and you get what you pay for, basically.
And I can go see Andy and get on one of those things, couldn't I?
Yes, you can. You can go see Andy at Dedicated Diesel at 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana. You can reach him through Dedicated Equipment on Facebook, or call them at 217-328-0562. Thank you guys. Have a great day.
You as well. Tim Onstadt, Gale Frerichs Trucking dedicated diesel and championship barbecueologist.
Orange and Blue Golf Courses in Savoy is your place for golf in the Champaign-Urbana area. Saying go Illini, let's beat Iowa State Thursday night after 9 in Boston. Sweet 16, baby. Tee times, rates, outings, and employment opportunities are all found at uofigolf.com. You'll love the friendly staff at the Orange and Blue Courses near Willard Airport. Go Illini!
Hi, I'm Troy Lands from Lands Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Underground Solutions. Are you tired of dealing with leaky faucets, basement flooding, bursting or leaking pipes? From plumbing maintenance and repairs to installing new water heaters and sump pumps, our goal is to get you up and running as soon as possible. At Lands Plumbing, we have 24/7 emergency service and a team of highly skilled professionals that will work with you to get the job done right the first time. I'm Troy Lands, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it.